Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great day whenever you're able to see this video. Whenever you're able to see this live playback, I hope everything's going well. You're having a great day. It's early morning where I am, not quite 7 a.m. just yet. But we're going to jump into a reading and see what's up. My name is Bree. For those of you who do not know, thank you to all my returning subscribers. Appreciate it. All right, let's jump into the energy. Thank you, God. You have fast movement. Cancer could be involved in this. Could be a bit of reckless movement. Very fast, reckless movement. He's on top of this taxi in the rain with one headlight. Anything else, God? Can you tell us anything else? The reckless movements, basically. This could be a Cancer making reckless moves really fast. Someone within a Cancer energy, Cancer North, probably South Node actually, or top 3 placements of their chart, or their birth chart. All right, making reckless moves. Could have tried to get you sick. Definitely trying to use magic on you. Could have tried to set you up with a car accident, trying to set you up with medical bills or loss of something, some kind, but that's not working. It's actually working in reverse. All the worry trying to send your way, all these attempts on you, it's creating worry because it's not working. They're throwing everything at you they possibly can. This is an attack on you by demonic people for money. They could have tried to attack you medically, could have shot something at you, be using any sort of weapon, energy weapon on you. Like you can see in the news, they've been using on unfortunate, innocent people all over the world. This is organized. It takes a lot of people behind the scenes coming towards you. They could have put stuff in your food. They watch you when you eat, when you go to get groceries. They tamper with your food, drinks, beverage, anything of the sort. Your electronics are hacked. Music is tampered with, water. They use all kinds of magic to try to hurt you, which is only hurting them. You're the Empress. If you have a child, they could be trying to use a child to hurt you, harm you. They could be trying to use children in the act of these things to hurt you. People who are under in the United States, you have to be 18 to be considered, old enough to, let's say, vote, an adult. And many places like to buy tobacco and things like that, you have to be 21 in the U.S. and 18 if it's non-alcohol. But with that said, they use minors to try to hurt you. Minors try to put things in your food to hurt you. People around you when you're driving around, try to set up car accidents. If you've been in a car accident recently, it was set up. That's insurance fraud. It was organized to hit your car. So you would be slowed down. Maybe you have to get a new car note. Maybe you didn't have gap insurance, things like that. It was created to physically hurt you financially, and to slow you from life progress. And that's insurance fraud, attempted this and that, and so many other things. And it was planned and organized, and things like that are coming out. This is a 5. And the way the card's reading next to the Magician in this setup energy here, this is a big failure. They could have tried, you could have recently been hospitalized. They could want you hospitalized to test on you or something. So they can make sure you don't leave and become the empress. You're already the empress. They can't figure it out, they spent too much time trying to figure out something that's already over. They're just making it worse for themselves quickly. This is also creating disruptions in your finances, stealing from you through bills. They could be stealing from your bank card, your credit card, your car insurance. They could be stealing from you through your small increments from your account. 30 cents here, 20 cents there. They could be stealing it through double charging fees and not refunding you. They could be charging it through your electric bill, turning your heater on 24 hours a day, and then charging you and overbilling you, and things like never showing you your full bill amount and just keep taking your money, and you're double and quadruple paying the amount that you should. Just things like that coming out. Like it takes people to do that. Not magic, it takes people. That's why you see the confusion, because they're using all these people and these things and it's not working. Let me get a couple more of these cards and then we'll dive in deeper for when you guys are able to see my shadow band stuff. Let's get a couple more cards on this side. Thank you so much, guys. Let's get a couple more cards on this energy. Emperor's going down. Emperor's going to be caught for doing magic. This figure that thinks they're in the shadow, casting magic, they're going to be caught for being the figurehead of this. They're attached to everything. The cars, the money, the magic, the medical, the food, the disruption of everything. This figure, this potential Aries here, is attached to every bit of it. And that's the energy that's going to get exposed as well, in a manner of speaking. It's kind of like really dark energy, you know? It's dark energy, but it's getting exposed. If you notice, it's like moving recklessly. You see the rain and this person on this car, on top of the car with one headlight, in the rain, in the dark, moving so quickly. And it's just storming on this emperor, left and right, storming on it. We see symbols here that lead us to believe corruption is involved. Mass corruption, obviously. Organized corruption. System failure of organized corruption is what they said. Total grid failure. Yep. We about to celebrate. They thought they were going to celebrate. They tried to manipulate your emotions, could have lied, slander your name, all for abundance. This could have happened around your birthday. You could have, somebody in this situation could have recently celebrated your birthday or have a birthday coming up. They created 3-party situations as well in between romances and things of that nature. That's going to be shown. They created fake romances, marriages, and contracts. That's going to be shown. Fake policies, fake things related to set up medical injuries and things of that nature. That's going to be shown. Insurance connections, forgeries, falsified documents and films and things of that nature. There's a huge disruption coming to all of that. They created interferences in every aspect of your life, whether it was work, love, medically, in any form, and that's going to be shown. They did this to a lot of people. Too much evidence. Way more gods and angels just on this earth right now than people. So, Revelations. You see that TV? It's Revelations. They are coming to ruin. They've ruined everything that they created demonically, trying to ruin innocent humans' lives, taking innocent humans' lives, illicitly testing and pointing weapons, stealing from them when they honestly out here working, paying taxes, while the very people doing this aren't honestly working or paying taxes or doing anything else they should actually be doing. With the gifts they were bestowed, they're stealing from you, stealing from your accounts, and that's going to be shown. You probably had car damage to multiple cars. If you didn't get in a car accident, again, that's going to be shown. The setup nature of it, the payouts, who agrees to set people up in these car accidents. I'm from Los Angeles originally, and this was a whole scandal back in the day where people would set each other up for car accidents, for insurance scams, and such of that nature. But that came from the top. It never stopped. It's just people you would least expect still doing it, and doing it for some disgusting demonic criminal reasons. But, you know, considering how fast they've moved themselves to a point of exposure here, looks like you're going to have some payouts coming, but we're going to start with what's been going on. You have holy fire protection from this evil, which is why none of their magic, none of their attempts to take what is rightfully yours, your life, your soul, or anything else is working. And any finances, don't worry about it, redistribution of wealth. But you have holy fire protection. Because you're blessed and ordained, and the people that are getting gang stalked are specifically targeted because they are blessed and ordained and very holy spiritual people, because the entire thing is based on a demonic church and a demonic system. And if you point out that they're demonic, they try to take your life, make you homeless, put you in jail, say you're crazy, and put you in a hospital, or just, you know, take your life altogether, which is going to be shown. They do it so much every day to so many various people to, it's outrageous to think that it's not obvious. With that said, it's because of greed. Like I said, mentioned earlier, there's a karmic person or situation around you. We see this energy getting cleared up anyway. Trust your higher self, which I think you've been doing. Cut them off. You've probably done that. You got high protection here. They get evicted and lose property and money. Ain't that nice? Cleanse your spiritual energy and protect it. Always protect your spiritual energy every single day. Make sure that you are keeping your energy clean, whether you use holy water, Palo Santo, and sage, incense, herbs, whatever you use, keep your energy clean. But this is wrapping up so fast. It's like almost becoming pointless for me to say this, because they ran straight towards a brick wall with this overzealous, evil, demonic activity. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how fast this happens. Please tap into your abilities. Again, they only are coming for people who are spiritually high, blessed, and protected. They're only coming for God's lambs and children, and that's going to be shown right down to the list of the people that they target, and each one of them who's ever participated from the inception of time. Y'all are get to see this video at another time when it's not being shadow banned by this arena here, because it all plays into everything. But that's why you have blessed gifts that you earned. They thought they could take it with magic. They thought they could stop you from your fulfillment of your life destiny. They thought they could put walls in front of your destiny, fake jobs, fake people, fake men, fake women, make you ill, put you in car accidents, steal your money through any various ways that would break you and keep you from attaining your abundance that you are blessed and you earn from every life cycle that God says you're supposed to have. They thought they could stop you from that. So God's just coming to dismantle every contract that they ever falsely created, every organization they ever falsely created. It's just being exposed. So it's kind of funny that they're even pumping certain things and still trying to hide and suppress others right now, because it's absolutely pointless. And they know that because they know the Bible and all of that. And yet they're still running towards this brick wall, grasping at straws that aren't there. All right. So You have the power to rebuke them. You've probably already done that, considering you have holy fire protection. And they like heat. Like, they turn my heater on all the time. And it's so funny. My utility company charges me so much, and I have never seen a totality bill. But when we look at how much I pay them versus what they say my bills are, it gets real interesting. But y'all will see the same thing for many of you targeted individuals out there, as it's explained, and they're stripped in front of the world, and you get your funds back with interest, and they get to go to jail if God says they can go to jail. Anyway, they only target God's most ordained lambs, and it's incredible karma. So, like I said, targeted individuals are usually one of the twin flame sets or something of that nature. You're very highly and spiritually ordained and blessed to do and be who you are, and they're trying to steal and take that light from you, take your gift from God from you. The fact that you're a gift from God to this planet, they're trying to remove it from the planet because they only want 1% of people to live in a lap of luxury and have absolutely everybody else enslaved as part of their demonic system, and it's just a wrap. Even the people they think work for them are enslaved, and they're just too stupid to know. Painful situation leads to personal power. It looks like it has. Repeating conversations you had, perps and street theater could have been going on, but that's how they get themselves caught with all this recording and everything going on, and everybody's devices work in 2 ways, and the way they've been watched from within from this long time. It's like the very things they use to target you and try to break down your mentality and everything, and then call you crazy and put you in a hospital so that they can make money off of you that way, are the very reasons they're getting caught. So I can't wait till you guys see this video report, because it's definitely shadow land right now. I'm recording at this time in the morning for a reason, and just doing a couple of things for a reason right now. But with that said, protect your kids, because they harm kids too. I know they've had people, which you guys will get to see, pull up to teenagers at like fast food places and tell them to do things that are illegal. But with that said, mad you don't want to devalue yourself, because you know who you are. You know you're a lamb of God. You're not part of their demonic regime, their demonic work trafficking, or trafficking period. They're mad. They're mad you won't let them make your life decisions for you. They're mad you won't let them dictate your destiny like a dictator would. They're mad that you know that they're stealing your money from you. They're mad you know who they are. They're mad that you know that they're about to get busted. You know it's going to be all over the world. And they're suppressing people for nothing while they steal your intellectual property, your physical property, destroy your property, and do everything else that they're just going to have to pay you back for anyway. They're mad. They should have did the research first. Since they have all the resources, billions and trillions of dollars and all of that, if they can do Carmageddon and they got the money to stalk and harass targeted individuals and put as many bodies of humans on these targeted individuals worldwide, these innocent human beings that they commit genocide and such against, then you probably had the time, money, and effort to do the right thing for humanity the entire time, which is amazing that it's judgment now. And the audacity to still do it and think they're going to be successful. It's kind of funny when they see in the background that they're not, that everything is failing. And they still got these little clowns running around on the street with 3 brain cells they're rubbing together to be able to even complete a sentence as their hearts pound out their chests and their stomachs drop and they go vomiting. Looks like you're using the gifts God gave you. You have a female around you still trying to use dark magic. That's ridiculous. Telling on themselves because they're paranoid. You should have saw me in my kitchen yesterday waiting for them to do their street theater because they were coming. I knew they were coming. You should have saw it. I can't wait till you see it, actually, because they're tied to so many other things. You hear the siren. I hope you can hear the sirens in the background because it's like a great omen. I get siren omens and all these kind of things as it's speeding up, as they're speeding up, getting caught. And the good is very clearly being separated from the bad. They separate themselves with their actions every day that they're being watched doing and setting up. They're getting set up. Evil versus evil. It's kind of like I told you, they're all setting each other up, stabbing each other in the back. There are people within their own groups and organizations that have been watching them and collecting evidence for years. They can't identify them. They're still pillow talking and hanging with these people to this very second. They're still texting, calling, apping, Facebooking, private groups, private email, whatever. They're still doing these things to this very second, not knowing who works for God because they're too overzealous in trying to harm all the people that they target. You'll see a sequence of car accidents with the targeted individuals or attempts, but those would be, y'all see that. Anyway. But everybody's talking about the car accidents and stuff so much because they are doing them so frequently right now. More than usual, out of the ordinary, even for themselves. With that said, stealing from your bank and credit card, and they're getting caught. So they could have been stealing money, like I said, from your bank account, through utilities or bills of some sort, double payments that they're not refunding and things of that nature. But that's what they do. And that's another way that they get caught. Because these organizations and entities have to participate in that crime, which means restitution. In America, our money is insured. Our money is FDIC insured in America. So it's real interesting when banks and credit cards still are the ones stealing it from you. They're participating in this, but God's got that handled. Everything in the universe is created and dictated by God, frankly, including money. It's all energy. So they have to pay restitution because they didn't, and they continue to steal up until this very second all over the world. So they're just going to be made to make restitution through the reveal. And y'all will see these videos and stuff the correct way around then. They'll run when they learn the truth. Some of them are running because they already know. They're trying to, I don't know where they're going to run. It's actually kind of funny. But some of them have bunkers and things like that. Off-grid properties and things like that. In preparation, because they knew they would get caught someday. But God knew they would get caught someday too. What do you think let you build that? Who do you think gave you the opportunity to take the right path or the left path? Who do you think gave you life? Anyway, let's keep going. And this goes to show my suppression and my constant attacks that the past since the 1st of September. This is all with that. But anyway, it still applies to those of you who will see this later, who are victims of targeted gang stalking. Let's see what else is going on, guys. Thank you so much. All right. Crimes against humanity are being exposed publicly by God, and evil will be judged publicly. That's part of the reveal. They didn't use caution. They were very reckless in their attacks against innocent human beings, constantly, every day, nonstop. And their attempts to break the will and faith of humans for demonic reasons. And they just got to get exposed publicly. All their crimes are so public. They group up to do their crimes so public, laugh publicly, get together, watch them, stream them, sadistically watch as they press buttons and torture people and laugh and see what happens. But now they're at a frustration stage because they're pointing and clicking and doing all these horrific things with all these weapons that should never been created, let alone used on a human. And shit's not working. We know the street theater doesn't work. They don't even believe that. We know the frequencies don't work. We know all the various medical attacks, car accidents, people they send to sit outside your house, sit outside the store when you leave, and then live nowhere near you, walk down your street with dogs pointing weapons and shooting things at you. Cars that never move. Same cars, same people following you, different cars, different days, over years, months. There's no point in suppressing what God's going to show. Unless you just want to pile up more karma and make your public display worse. They didn't use caution. Unbind the chains. Looks like God's been working. They want to make you paranoid, but it won't work. Looks like they're paranoid. I see a bunch of paranoid people around me all the time. I hear them. I hear their paranoid conversations, their outbursts, their tantrums. It's constant. The constant drug use, excessive drinking. Constant plotting and planning, reviewing documents that and people's intellectual property, spreading around people's personal business, videos of people, men, women, and children doing things they should never even have cameras and watching them do. Even babies. It's ridiculous. They're sick and they're going to be shown. Neighborhood Watch is fake. Neighborhood Watch is full of perps. They're not Neighborhood Watch. They're criminals acting on behalf of a demonic organization. They will move deeper into hell. Got bigoted energy around you. Y'all gonna hear that on the playback. You're gonna hear some surprising people calling you and a bunch of people some surprising names, wondering why you just won't pass away. It's gonna be surprising. Now they're being chased by the demons they sent to you. If you've been watching my videos, which many of you haven't because of the shadow banning by YouTube and these groups, and the way my ads are done by Google in these groups, but you will. But anyway, if you've been watching my videos, you know that the very demons they sent to attack you are attached to them, basically. Black magic is being returned to sender. It's making them crazy and act out. Agencies hacked all of your devices because you're a light being. They're in a gray area right now. It's almost time for the light. They already moved to the gray area. Anyway, your light makes them sick. The truth is being exposed by them. Thank you. They use your family and friends. They were blackmailed and paid off to abandon you, hurt you, harm you, try to abandon you in a harmful, laughable, scripted way, so that they could get payouts, insurance payouts, bi-weekly payouts, monthly payouts, so that they could get a job, a business, be an influencer for all kind of pathetic reasons. So that they could get the house down payment, so that they could get a new car. But they did it for all kind of various reasons, generally leading back to lump sums of money. If they could get you put in a hospital, pass away, give you some sort of a terminal illness they could profit off of for a long time, put you in some sort of a mental facility. All of these things pay at different various amounts. God has unbinded your third eye and your sight. You've probably got some elevated gifts during this time. You're a sage, but you sage. You have a holy fire shield. We saw that come out immediately. Agency witches lost their gifts. When you guys see my other videos, you'll know that. And they'll know it by them getting hit with the very thing that they try to hit you with. They are tipped and programmed. So the construction is going on. It's oddly a little noisy this early based on the tracking. But you guys will hear that and understand the coordination and why it's quiet for such significant periods of time until I say or do certain things. But it's the same with all the TIs. It's been tracked, GPS, blah, 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 video, all that documented fully for many years for each of us victims. So it's just kind of perfect. Like I was saying in yesterday's video, that y'all didn't get to see because it's also shadow banned. Only perps really get to see my videos. Anyway, return to sender times 3. So these instant things that they're doing, it's getting bad fast. It's just getting returned to sender. Nothing hits you. Find a spiritual community. Looks like you'll be finding yourself a good soul tribe. Because you're not going to have to worry about, perks being sent in, karmics being sent in, placed in your way because it's fake and false and a constructed illusion. They want you with this person so that they could do horrible things to you. Well, no, God says they want you with this person, your twin flame or your soulmate. So we're not going to let an evil peon tell you what to do, who's on the last of his dust very quickly. You have all these groups involved in this potentially, some good, some bad. They can't break you. They're stuck in the cycle they tried to put you in. Illicit businesses are closing because of it, because they're fake shell companies used only to funnel money for different groups and such and steal your money at the same time, make you sick, send you on fake interviews so that they could test you and question you about your spiritual strength and try to find a way to target you or find a point of vulnerability. That's also part of the reason why they watch you 24/7 and your perps and ops send back notes and take back notes and stuff if they feel you say anything significant that they didn't know or you shouldn't know. But anyway, yeah, those businesses are closing because they're just shell companies, shell property owners and things like that because it's just part of the slave system that got dismantled. And they are only ones who acting like they don't know. Beware and be extra safe. I don't think they're paying attention. They're not being safe. They're being very reckless out here throwing anybody and just throwing weapons left and right at people. Got people driving up, pointing weapons at you and stuff. It's very reckless. It's not safe at all, considering they are being watched doing everything, planning everything, organizing everything, and they're not hurting anybody. It would seem like they would stop if they had any measure of common sense. But you know what? Anyway, don't eat out or drinks because they're part of the illicit businesses. They'll pull up before you, see you're there, make a call, put stuff in your food, delay your food, anything to feel like they're taking from you. Return the sender times 10. Make sure you're keeping up your spiritual baths and everything, your spiritual showers, your salt scrubs or herbal scrubs, whatever you do. Keep those up on a regular basis. Try to do it every day, every other day. You're going to get vindicated, but that's by God. Vengeance is for the Lord, not for some demonic organization who's mad that they can't kill all the earth angels. You don't get to be mad because you can't take somebody's life. You don't get to be mad because you can't keep stealing from somebody. You don't get to be mad that you kept secrets you never had to keep that you were supposed to tell everybody. You don't get to be mad because you didn't do what you were supposed to do with your gifts and the things that were bestowed to you. And now everybody's going to find out. You don't get to make a mad dash scramble to try to hurt all the earth angels because you're being found out. You get to go through judgment and revelations, just like the Bible said. So anyway, we already spoke on the agencies creating fake bills and stealing from your banks and credit cards and through your utilities, through car accidents, through your employer not paying you, through overchargements and things like rent, deposits, things of that nature, falsifying credit scores, credit bills, creditors, applying things to your credit that shouldn't be there because they falsified it, the charge in the first place. The amount in the first place was falsified and part of their setup in the first place. All part of their insurance fraud, insisting to keep you with no money, bad credit, ill, and unable to create a foundation based on the system that they created of destruction and failure for anybody that didn't participate. And even if you do participate, you're still only going to rank up so high unless they find you valuable. Anyway, MKBK being used, that's going to be exposed to the masses. You see that in the news already. They've already been being exposed for using this on innocent people all over the world. It's just that everything is going to be, connections to everything's going to come out. Who's doing it, why they're doing it, why they made it, all this crazy Nazi stuff. Who they're using it on, all these civilians they gave this horrible stuff to that they had pointed at other civilians and just things like that. They want your soul to replace theirs, which is impossible. Nobody could, I don't even know where to begin to start with that. I'm not going to go on a long rant, but it's really crazy. Divergent, the movie. You're divergent, so basically they're coming towards you because you won't be a part of their demonic regime that is over. They're the only ones hanging on to Antichrist dust. Basically, you know what I mean? They're scrambling at this point because they know it's over. They ramped up their attacks like I said that they would when they knew that their exposure was going from everybody that they're doing it to just knowing what it is to the masses and public knowing what it is. So it's really interesting that they're still trying to create like communication disruptions, trying to hide the things, the secrets that they created. It's really interesting that they're still trying to hide these things and trying to censor people and trying to still stab people in the back at this point. Monitoring spirits are on them. There's been destiny swaps. You're getting upgraded because they put fake obstacles in your path. There'll be a restoration. I'm buying your work path. They tried to bind your work path. Now their work path is binded. They get to work in jail. If they, you know what I mean? They left so many clues. They're being investigated. They're following the clues. Like you followed the clues. Positive investigators on the right path. Anyway, all of this is wrapped up. This is a little bit of an older energy, frankly, to tell you the truth. He's using dark magic. You have masculines around you trying to use dark magic on you on a regular basis, hitting themselves, their family, and their friends instead. Their future timeline. That's how it works right now. Every time they use it, it cuts down their future timeline. It hits them in the future, or short or distant. Just depends on their own personal timeline. Anybody involved with it, paying for it, doing it. Another reason why they're getting caught and exposed. They throw a lot of that around. That energy has to come back. You getting stronger gifts at this time. You're probably getting amplified gifts every time they try to throw black magic at you too. Again, divergent has come out again. Every time they do something, you get stronger. No matter how minor. That's how it works now. That's how the karma works. It takes from their future life. Anyway, you had the faith. Offshore accounts. They're trying to cover up offshore accounts, which is pointless. It's energy. They have failed. Their cover-up has failed. Again, I said it was pointless a long time ago. So there's no need to run to banks and say, don't seize my money. Don't worry. God's got this taken care of. You just keep trying to suppress people and run them off the road and shoot. Yeah, you just keep doing what you're doing. You're right on a fast track. Tried and trying to block the sun, finally break the false grid. Maybe that was the final straw that broke the camel's back, as they say. Maybe. We have Egyptian gods involved in the restoration of humanity. That's in the news, by the way, the blocking of the sun. For those of you slow learners who target people and don't know what you're targeting them for. Demons. Anyway, let's get some more. They spread STDs on purpose. Everyone is scared because except the dumb ones. They still trying to act tough and puff their chest out. Probably still trying to do street theater, say things to you and do things to you because they have absolutely no idea what every word is worth, what every gesture, what every thought is worth. They have absolutely no concept because they're chipped and programmed. We're just demonic. The list of targeted individuals is about to be exposed on TV, living and deceased. So many. It's unfortunate, but it is going to be exposed. All of their victims, as they continue to pile up the victimization every day, as our names are going to be released to the public, right next to the amount of crimes that they committed against each and every one of us, who was involved in it, how many times they tried these illicit crimes, who they paid, when they paid, who they bribed, when they bribed, and everything else over many decades. It's all going to be exposed, and there's nothing they can do about it. But they're still trying to do things like suppress the truth from getting out, which, again, as you know, logically just doesn't make any sense at all. They deliberately put fake news on everything they could possibly think of every day. But the moment somebody is speaking the truth, you suppressing it. That's weird. That sounds like it's against every universal law related to it. Sounds like it's related to keeping secrets that were never supposed to even be created, that are getting exposed anyway. Sounds like it's all making this big pointless circle back to the start to be exposed on TV. Anyway, an unknown enemy will expose themselves on TV. You got fake double energy around you, not just chipped up things. They could have tried to do that to you with this medical stuff, steal your DNA, illicitly test on you, illicitly use your DNA, your cells, your blood for anything that they wanted that is not authorized. You didn't approve to be tested on. You didn't approve for any of this. With that said, it's because you walk in the light and they will try to use your light for darkness because they sold their soul, which basically just means they voided their covenant with God. That's all that really means. When somebody sells their soul, it only means that instead of honoring your soul contract you made before you were birthed here on this earth through your mother, that you just broke your covenant with God, your agreement that you made for your destiny when you came here to help humanity better. That's really what it means. You can't fucking swap souls. It's just so stupid that they think these things when they have the literature and they have the documents, but they keep it from us, but then they act like they can't read it and put the information together without stalking one of us, earth angels, and stealing our intellectual property, as if there's anything that can save them from themselves except going to God and taking those steps to do that. They think some sort of evil or some sort of a blessing God bestowed on the earth is going to help them retain evil. This is the idiocy we're dealing with. For those of you who have lucid dreams, write them down. They want you to remain silent, so continue to speak up, because every second of suppression and oppression, you get paid karmically, financially, and everything else for. They rack up the karma, future timeline decrease, and just all these things. So continue to speak up. Let them continue to suppress the truth and the light. That's what they're supposed to do. They're right on track. It's getting returned to sender. I don't think any of the things they point and do and all these horrific things, not one of them could stand it coming towards them. So it's really weird that they are piling up so much to come back towards them. They're trying to create illusions. It seems like they're living in an illusion themselves, thinking that demonic rule is going to persist and these things are going to be around. These structures and organizations that are already failing. Already got too many leaks. It's like the Titanic. It's like all of them are on the Titanic. I said this yesterday. It's like all of them are on the Titanic. All of them got a drill in their hand. But they also have the items to patch. And instead of patching the boat, everybody on the Titanic, everybody on this demonic Titanic took their drill and started drilling holes in it. It's the weirdest thing. And they're so gung-ho for it, too. They're just, yeah, let's do this. You don't even know what you're doing, where you're going, or what's about to happen. That's weird. But they're following and watching and suppressing spiritual people who do know and trying to tell people they're lying and suppressing them. Oh, my God. Right now, in this time. It's funny. So, actually, for those of you who maybe haven't gotten no money returned to you or anything like that at this point, and they're just like still stealing for you, congratulations. Because they certainly missed every date range and anything in the way in which, even if they tried, that they would have to do it. They're not. That's why God's going to do it. Because they're still playing games, trying to set you up, organize accidents, organize people to sit outside gas stations, organize agencies and groups not to give you rightful payments, organize situations so people don't have to go to court for what they did, organize, laws and stuff in their favor. They're doing a whole bunch of stuff that is absolutely pointless. So it speaks volumes that they really are trying to suppress everybody, but it just speaks volumes to they know it's coming. It just makes it evidently clear that they know this is a wrap for them. Look how feverishly they've ramped up all these attacks lately. The timing is not coincidental. They put tracking devices on your car. That data works both ways. Whoever's tracking you is being tracked. And it goes back to a system that's tracking a bunch of other people and they're just being tracked. You have people who get paid for doing sexual acts with the same gender. Obsidian, you could be using obsidian. Obsidian is just a good crystal to use. Obsidian is a relevant term right now. But with that said, for those of you who are into crystals, go ahead and get you some obsidian if you don't have any. If you do, hold it, meditate with it, vibe with it, throw it in your backpack, throw it in your purse, put it under your pillow, put it under your mattress, put it in your bedroom in front of a mirror, put it in your bathroom in front of a mirror, put it somewhere vibey that feels good for you. Their castings and spells are still being returned back to sender because they're stupid and still trying to do it. They're taking off of their own timelines and sending it to themselves in the near future. You have a golden shield, not just holy fire around you. Use rose water for those of you who connect with flowers, nature. Notice the angry stares. You can see the demons. All the demons around you are staring at you because they can't help it. Your light irritates them. The fact that they can't harm you irritates them. And the fact that they continue to try to harm you in all these various ways and they haven't harmed you yet. They haven't put you in a hospital yet, They're mad. They're trying to chip you. They're going to be sad to know those things don't work on certain people. They try to use lower realm support, but they don't have that. They don't understand how that works. they are trying to use an evil eye. They don't have that either. They don't understand how that works. But keep your energy clear anyway. just make that practice. It should be a normal practice or ritual anyway. I got my little tray here with my little Palo Santo and my sage bundle there. I burn it all the time, just whenever. Even if I don't feel like it, I do like the scent anyway. So much evidence collected against them. Evidence is collected against them every second of every day that they continue to commit more crimes, organize them, group together, take walks to talk about the crimes, go meet up in locations to talk about the crimes. They're still getting recorded. They're being tracked. Communication works both ways. It doesn't matter if they leave their computers at home and ride a bike. They are being tracked. They are being watched, and it's going to play back. You're receiving spiritual upgrades at this time. Protect the kids because they don't. Okay, let's see. Gang stalking program on TV worldwide. So they're, like I've been saying, the worldwide exposure is coming and there's nothing they can do about it. So it's kind of funny how they run around to media and telling people this and doing that and making this video and writing this story and all of this. When they don't even know how this gets exposed and they don't know how God's doing any of this because they have no connection to any of them. And they think they can stop it by suppressing, let's say, me on YouTube. They think by playing, let's say, with my followers, giving me fake followers when I'm paying for a service from Google or a Google partner, and they're putting me in their fake system, dropping me into their fake algorithm and all of that they have for Black people or that they have for spiritual people. And they think that stopping, a social media outlet, suppressing somebody's universal rights is going to stop this. They think anything they're doing is delaying this from happening and not speeding it up. This is where their thought process still is, even though they shaved off decades. And they continue to shave off time every day because it's a constant attack all over the world. And the most minor thing costs such significant amounts of juice or energy. They have zero spiritual protection from any realm. And you're just around getting spiritually upgraded because they keep attacking you and trying to car accident, shoot things at you every day, stomp, clap, script, and you're getting spiritually upgraded every second, every time. And they get, future time shaved off. They get all these things that they are unaware of because they're chipped up, programmed, or just stupid. They will try to break you down. Looks like they broke themselves down. And this is going on TV. Continue to protect your energy. They kind of did exactly what I said they were going to do. Use every technique that they use to harm and hurt. It's going to be the very thing that gets them busted. Overzealous actions, very toxic, demonic actions and attacks on innocent beings, innocent human beings. And when you guys find out that it's all so spiritual and they're doing it to keep your spirituality from you, and keep you in a slave system, and that even the people that they send to attack you are part of their slave system and everything. That's going to be interesting to find that out on the world stage like that. And they are running around trying to stop people on social media when they don't even know how that happens. They're dealing with ascended masters. They know nothing about that and how that works. Brokeback Mountain, male energy around you. That's just... first of all, great movie if you've never seen it, but the reference more so means that they're closeted. Witnesses are coming forward. Witnesses have come forward, have been coming forward. This has been going on for a minute. That's why, because I keep saying that it's happening, and the fact that they just constantly attack me in the way that I'm protected and I'm monitored from their crimes. It's really interesting that they continue to commit them on a regular basis, respond to me, attack script for me, try to run. They wait till you guys see the Mustang that tried to run me off the road. Y'all know I just and right after the attempted the pickup truck with the cut and weave. Wait till you guys see everything just in the past month or so. It's really weird. Mass arrests of organized groups and gang stalkers are coming. Egg cleanse for about 3 days. For those of you who might not feel that great, or just because you want to further cleanse your energy, further align your energy, further get closer to God, go get a couple of eggs and do an egg cleanse for the next 3 days. It doesn't hurt, even if you don't need the egg cleanse. It does help to align and further cleanse your energy. So, repeating song. So somebody around you could have played back a song that you recently played. They could be making your phone play songs they wanted to play. They could be changing your playlist. You could have watched a movie. You could walk past the window and they'll be playing a song from that movie. But repeating song mostly means that they're playing with your electronics. If you have Pandora, Tidal, or anything like that, they're manipulating it to play the music that they want to play instead of your playlist. They could be turning it on whenever they want to, but all of that is just additional hacking offenses each time that they do anything like that. Coworkers or your employer are undercover ops and perps who've been being investigated. Their company is going to close. They're going to have to pay you. They're a shell company or fake company, perp company anyway. They're obsolete. But they were involved as well. As we know, your family and friends. Air quote family, air quote friends. And your fake neighbors. Who get paid, threatened, promoted, moved in specifically for you, given drugs, threatened. They get free rent if there are actual tenants and things like that to say and do things to you, but that just makes them a perp and a criminal, and they get to go to jail too. Because now they've made themselves part of the organized worldwide crime organization. That's demonic. All right, let's get a few of these. Karmic release. So it looks like a bunch of these karmics that try to create these cycles and horrible things for you are being released out of your energy by the universe. So we saw that worldwide exposure. 3 or more people are stalking you for an agency or a society. So it would be 3 or more people on a 24-hour, 7-day week basis, 365 a year, every second of every day in rotating shifts. Stalking you. Various people, various groups coming in from different places all over just to stalk a little old you, and they're trafficking through these groups. That's going to come out too. Negative shapeshifter energy. We know what happens with that shapeshifter energy. They're running out that juice. They're definitely running out that juice very fast. They can't cloak. They can't use magic. And now they're not going to have that energy. What happens? It's probably when they get exposed. Let's see. Oz is being publicly exposed. We saw that. I mentioned that earlier when he came out. Media exposes them. We keep seeing the media exposure that they think they can stop. They don't know how God works. They should have studied. They should have did the research. TI system failure. God pulled the plug. So yeah, again, there's an end to gang stalking coming. Because it's part of, it's just a demonic system. It's ending. The grid has failed. It failed already. It's broken. God's just anchoring in this shit. Here in the 3D that they've done. Making the changes necessary. Watching them commit constant crime. Judging them in real time. God's pulling the plug on it. So It's kind of funny how they're running around trying to suppress people on things that are obsolete, don't even exist. Fake tarot readers are being exposed. Look up the Egyptian meaning. If you're seeing symbols and symbology, those gods are present as well, like I said. You have double agents present as well. Like I said, you have good and bad in everything. Some people are placed by God, I guess, unbeknownst to people that don't believe in God, but they believe in this. How you can believe in one without the other, I don't know. You can't have one without the other, but according to these people, I don't know. You have hidden talents being exposed. These are part of your gifts. Gang stalkers, forced ODs. So they have all these things planned for the people that they use to commit these crimes to. They plan to commit crimes against these people. They've done that over history. That's also going to be exposed. How some of the people, the very people they use to gang stalk, they turn into their own victims. Make an offering to God. Make sure you pray. If you got an altar, make an offering to God. Put a crystal on there. I don't know, whatever resonates with you. But make an offering. It never hurts. It always helps to be thankful and show thanksgiving to God. Full moon affected a massive change in the shift. They did everything they needed to do leading up to this full moon here in the fall. And I'll leave that there. Please drink alkaline water. Get yourself some fresh water. Make your own alkaline water. Get a lemon, a lime, or something. Squeeze some into some pure water. A couple tablespoons for a gallon. And just drink it. Keep yourself hydrated. We're mostly water. Our bodies are mostly water. But during this time of ascension, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Gang stalkers were left and or were replaced with 3-letter agents. So some of your gang stalkers could have moved recently before around the full moon. And they just got replaced. But your protection is still there. Your people are still watching all of these things happen. Because unbeknownst to these evil people, most of the beings in the world are great. They're the only small subsect of parasites, cancers on the planet. It's just them. Cancers of the universe. It is just them. They're so off grid and so behind. Yet perfectly on time at the same time. Rewards for your past efforts are coming in. We see that. We know that they're stealing from you. They're trying to delay things. In my case, because I'm a reader, I'll put videos up and it'll say, oh, a check is coming in. And so they'll steal money out my bank account instead and think that that changes destiny in some way. But it only changes theirs because they were designed to do that in the first place. They don't understand. Anyway, you got rewards coming in from past efforts. Help is coming in for you. You got help around you anyway. Employers are involved in this. Full-blown public exposure of your employer's crimes are coming. Make sure you put your Palo Santo to good use. One of them will slip up. So you got people slipping up around you. Employer could have slipped up and created a big rip in their system that's helping it go public. And they're supporting this employer to try to cover up things through groups and agencies, blacklisting of jobs, false interviews, changing the documents. They're helping them cover up, leaving a big electronic trail too, but cover up double books, sets of double books, accounting books, helping them cover up money they funneled from one account to another, which is all why all these different things go down, because they keep helping each other commit crimes. Connect to your guides. Continue to connect to your guides. They're continually updating you and giving you information, telling you about real-time changes and things of that nature. TI tracking system is going to be exposed on the news. The way that they track us so that they can try to hunt us like it's Hunger Games or something like that. is going to be exposed to, because they so fervently use it and have been using it lately, and have just, ramped up their disgusting attacks and trying to stop people's lives and destinies in the exact wrong time period in history. But their entire system and method of destruction for humanity is going to be exposed, because they intentionally victimize humans with their authority that was ordained to them. They use it to steal from them and track them illicitly, and then use the money they stole from you to act against you and to give it to the very people that turned on you, and to use it in a system to continue to gang stalk. Willful acts against universal law. Again, they're doing this on purpose, intentionally. They consciously know it's wrong to steal. They consciously know it's wrong to try to make somebody ill. They consciously know it's wrong to try to blacklist somebody. They consciously know it's wrong to tamper with people's vehicles, break into their homes, steal items, place items. They consciously know it's wrong to falsify documents, videos, statements, and things of this nature, but they continue to create and do these things on a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week basis. They know they're breaking universal law. They know they're hurting and harming innocent, good people. They know that. This is conscious decisions here that people have to pay for. They know every time they say something offensive to you, it's based in hatred system. They know that. They know that. These are willful acts. These are personal decisions and choices to hurt innocent people so that a small sub-segment of society can retain control of a slavery system and all of the money. And then leave you here and go jump to another planet or a space station and keep you here as slaves. Even the people they send to track you. What, you think they're taking you up on their ship? That was their plan? No. You're worthless to them. You're a minion for them. These are willful acts against universal law. This is why the gods are here, and it's pointless if they're trying to. You can't stop gods. You try to use devil juice to do everything you've been doing this whole time. Yet something in your head says that there's some way for you to stop God. That's weird. You are willfully acting against humanity, your fellow man and woman, for money. Do you take this money with you when you die and you go to hell? I don't understand. Oppressors will be oppressed starting now. So we know that that's coming in, and we know that, it's just like God's kind of like on that eye for an eye thing. And I don't think that any of these things they ever did to you, they are prepared to handle coming back to them from God. Nothing. They don't want their money stripped from them. They certainly don't want any power to make decisions for themselves taken from them. They don't want their health taken from them. They don't want their freedom taken from them. They don't want their mansions, cars, and fancy this and fancy that taken from them. They don't want their little demonic children taken from them that they've already sacrificed or tried to, and things like that. But this is exactly what they've set themselves up for. All the horrific acts against you. Full circle. Who participates in stuff like this when it's coming full circle anyway? Everything you illicitly gained plus a lot more has to be returned. All you did is solidify the fact that you're involved in oppression, suppression, the trafficking system, and you made yourself obsolete. Your cancer's on the society. Your cancer's on the universe, and you're the only ones. You're the only ones. That's pretty much why I'm doing this reading for perks and ops, because they're the only ones who see my readings anyway. Because again, I'm suppressed and oppressed and dropped into a different system with other people like me who are godly, who don't go out committing crimes, hurting people. You don't have to pop and click and turn it. This is for you. That's why I'm doing it live. That's why it's being suppressed. This is for you. Blind monitoring spirits are watching. You're trapped by your own doings. Your attacks against light workers and earth angels are going to be exposed, along with your sponsored fake news, fake documents, fake policies, fake everything. Set up vehicles. Look how much crap you put in people's vehicles and cars. Fake news. But you won't tell the real stuff. You're trying to keep the secrets. You can't do that. God said, we get the help we need. We don't need you. You've been altering your routines to match our routines. It's another reason you get caught. It's another way you get caught. It's another way everything is attached. Just one of the many ways you've connected your criminal organization from top to bottom, and you get caught. You negative self-talk yourselves too much. If you had faith in yourself, you wouldn't be in this position. If you had as much faith as you had in the devil, in yourself or God, evil wouldn't be in this position. Anyway, we are, as light beings and God's lambs, more powerful than you think. And God is more powerful than your devil or your antichrist. Or anything else evil keeps trying to manufacture, create in labs, which is weird, because that's not going to work. And the public's going to see what you're doing. Yet one of the other, you like humiliation though, you perks and ops. Anyway, things are being done during Astro, upgrades, additions, karma, future corrections. All these things are being done in Astro, or many of them. Jesus was called, but you can call on Jesus at any time. You high blessed beings, your home is blessed. New moon energy is going to anchor in new things. You have uniform law enforcement, who's an Agent Smith. We see that already with all the perks and ops, but the good is definitively separating themselves from the bad, and it's very clear to see, which is why all of this is coming to the point of exposure, because all of that's already been done. Still being done in real time. The Game Master gets caught. We saw that with Oz getting exposed. Nobody is exaltable of their crimes by God. You have to atone for all of your crimes against humanity, your daily constant crimes against humanity. All of you from the top to the bottom. Nobody is escaping their karma. None of us get to escape our karma. Nobody does. We're humans. You don't get to break laws that God don't even break. Gods don't even break. But you're better than your creator, I guess. Have nothing but wicked people mostly around you. They're strategically placed. That'll be shown. AI, agent, humanoid. And then you got all the people that steal your tax returns, manipulate you in the tax system. They don't even pay taxes. Wait till that comes out. Well, you just wait till that comes out. And how much you're due in returns that you never got. And how you were sent false bills from perp companies when they know they owe you money. Because not only have they stolen it from you in various ways through payroll, double taxing, different things, but they dropped you into a lie system that makes sure you don't get a tax return when you actually are due it. So God's just putting interest on it. You might see some sham trials right now, pretty much in the news right now. related to something close in the US, but God's going to actually handle these things. It's not going to be any more sham things. Anyway, number sequences are important to you right now, you light beings. Light. The light is back. Casting light on all this darkness around you, all this manufactured and completely created and structured destruction in your life. Again, that's going to be shown when all the people who have been targeted over time, everything that was taken from them, how it was taken, who was involved in everything gets shown to the world, to the masses. Impossible to stop. It's actually impossible. There are some things that are impossible. Anyway, you got a bunch of stalkers around you still. They probably brought in more people recently, especially if you are spiritual, you have a YouTube channel, you speak up vocally in any way, shape, or form. They probably brought more people in around you. But you can draw from their energy when they do, whatever it is. You transmute it. We talked about that already. How the karma of black magic hits their timeline, how it adds to yours, and how it takes from their timelines with associated people. All right. Anyway, we talked about this too, how the setup car accidents and everything are going to be exposed on TV, the involvement, the organization, the payouts, companies involved, people involved who sign up to hit your car, things of that nature, people who are willing to not only hurt or harm or take your life, but the life of anybody else that could be involved, walking down the street, kids getting out of school, they don't care. But all of those are going to be exposed to. If you're like me, you probably had a bunch of them in a short sequence of time, which just really adds to your case and shows how flagrantly they're trying to harm and take your life and the many methods in which they'll use simultaneously to try to do it. But they're going into God's prison system, which is interesting and new. They're losing full custody of their children for their crimes. They're trying to cover up what they did. You have family involved in this, like we already mentioned, that got paid, could have got insurance payouts, could have harmed you or others within your family. But anyway, they use their free will to do it, and they're going into God's prison system. You exercise your free will to do the right thing, continue to be a good person, not lie on behalf of yourself or God. Continue to be a good person, walk in the light, not let people's petty attacks phase you, let them rack up their crimes, make money while you're asleep because they continue to commit crimes against you. Wait till you guys just see the heater in my house and the temperature and how they operated and everything. Just wait till you guys see that. We've been tracking that since the first day I moved in, just here. But in other places, we were watching how they would just turn utilities off. Turn whole utilities off that I pay. And then when I move and shut the utility off, they leave it on purpose and try to charge you for it. Just things like that. We got stuff going back to them literally putting a hole in my ceiling where I live. Putting mice in my apartment. Things like that. So it's way too late for blank space. It's way too late. Fake media exposed, we saw that. They're trying to sell you on the dark web. So that's going to get exposed too. How, again, like I mentioned, when they're pointing these things at you, when they're trying to harm you, create mental harm, using VK, MK, and anything else, when they've made you sick, how they watch it on stream, how they pay to access streams to watch you be tortured, how they pay for things to be done to you, and how they enjoy it. That's going to be shown too. Agency won't help because they're involved. So if you try to call, for instance, I've mentioned this before and you guys will get to see it, but when I tried to call locally, when they were tampering with my gas tank of all things on my Volvo, The local agency told me to call a mechanic. So it's just things like that are willful acts and abuses of authority and power that show that, people shouldn't be in entrusted positions because they're demonic and they do demonic things, got demonic tattoos and all kind of stuff. And they're on film abusing authority, taxpayer dollars and stuff. Stolen taxpayer dollars too. So let's get a few more cards. Let's see. God is rewarding your service. You're highly spiritual. You have God-ordained, passionate new beginnings coming in. Some of the people around you need your help now. Probably won't be helping them. You're going to be deepening the connection with somebody new energy coming in, deepening your connection with God, with Source, with Buddha, with Allah. Visitor arriving in a positive sense. Depending on who you are, your timeline, that could be a person. It could be an archangel. It could be one of your ancestors, They want to be with you, romantic. Engage the energy of anybody around you. Any offers coming in, emails, texts, calls, just gauges the energy. Meeting people. You spiritual people, you know when you're meeting, when somebody got demons on them, when you're meeting a demon. Or somebody chipped up. You already know. They can't reveal, they can't hide. They can't cloak that. You are respected by the people in these organizations and groups that are assisting you, by the gods, by your ancestors, and just by genuine good people who don't participate in demonic activities, stealing from people and all this kind of stuff. Noise campaigns, traffic campaigns, financial campaigns, health campaigns, and attacks against you. You are respected by those people. These are not clean spirits around you, obviously, and they're having their luxuries taken away from them. You're going to get court and legal wins regarding these situations. Now they realize they're just demonic slaves and they're receiving their bad karma because you're respected. They have unexpected events coming their way because of the stealing and theft. They're getting unwanted visitors because of the stealing and theft. Keep your energy clean every day. You have won justice in 3D court. You have 3D rewards coming. And again, they have unexpected events happening because they've stolen and steal. They have unwanted visitors. They wouldn't want those visitors. These are criminals. They don't want to be caught. They took that risk. They take it every day. This happens this week. Yes, you have something great happening this week. Some sort of a movement in this happening in the week. Sleeping Beauty shoved that apple down the witch's throat. And it's just their karma. They thought they could keep you asleep, keep you stuck in a system of crime and attacks, harm, mental abuse, physical abuse, spiritual abuse, financial abuse, health abuse, abuse from friends, family, co-workers in the community. And it looks like, God's just shoving that apple they use to try to poison you and all other light beings down their throat in a public fashion. So the toxic karmics had their chakras binded closed by God, so they'll never make an attachment. Toxic karmics, bank and credit card fraud against you is getting exposed and they're going to jail in God's prison system for it. We saw that up there with the other day. Someone's trying to correct their mistakes or cover them up. A little too late. No restitution. Toxic karmics arrested by force after a standoff or a chase. They're receiving life in prison. Align your chakras. Keep your, again, those are just notes to keep your chakras clean, your energy clean during these times while these toxic people are being toxic around you. Transmute their energy since they want to give it to you. Toxic karmics, crying fits and angry outbursts. You're probably already experiencing those. Wait till you guys see what happens when I go to my grocery store or my dollar store or something. I cannot wait. This is, oh, anyway. God is blessing you for completing Dark Night of the Soul with high marks. We see all these blessings coming in. Toxic karmic foundations fall and fail. That'll be public right before everybody's eyes because they made it so. It's life-changing for everybody on the planet. You'll be free. You'll be free. And the very people that deserve to be in prison will be. In the system that they created for innocence. Toxic karmics. So some toxic karmic female is going to find out that a divine masculine that they tried to entrap with a pregnancy or a child is not the father. The father of that child is somebody else. They try to use this divine masculine. Maybe he has a good job. Maybe he owns a business or something like that. Maybe he has property or something like that. But they try to pin a child on this masculine because he's a divine masculine. He's a charitable energy. They tried to make him a charity case. And yeah, that's going to be exposed. Somebody's going to lose custody because of that. Uncle could be involved in that. This person could be an uncle who's going to find out that they're not the father. They could already be an uncle. The father of the child could be their uncle. Toxic karmic, sabotage, setup is getting exposed on TV news. So the things that they do to sabotage and set up and orchestrate other people's destinies and lives are going to be also thoroughly explained publicly. It's the winds of change. Yes, is a thing. It's happening. They're in the energy of no news is good news right now. They don't understand how things are working. They also could be no good news, and no good news could also be them playing with your mail, your deliveries, your emails, and text messages. Keeping your good news from you, keeping good messages from you. Toxic karmics receive court dates and notices. They're being arrested and receiving notices. Some of them are trying to go on a run from justice as they're hearing about people around them getting served or getting arrested. They're trying to go on a run. They're just users, probably drug users too. You have toxic karmic family members that are going to jail for part of this organized crime against you, receiving payouts, insurance money, and different things like that. Receiving money that they've stolen from your account, receiving stolen goods, participating in bribes, setups, scripted threats, going to jail for any number of things that they were involved in. Toxic karmics, medical and insurance fraud is being exposed publicly. Again, they could try to give you poison, inject you in anything illicitly, walk past you with their dog and do different things, to try to put you in a hospital for insurance fraud, to make money off of you, to test on you, to harm you, to hurt you so that you wouldn't leave, to try to put you in a mental facility or anything of the sort that they could try to make money off of, but that's getting publicly exposed. They keep trying too much with so many people. It's ridiculous. Also fast together. But anyway, toxic karmics, homes, mansions, businesses are being raided by the great law enforcement, the people that don't abuse their authority, the people who know what their job is and what their job is for humanity and society, the people who understand these oaths that they take when they become officers, and it's not to go murder people and trap and set up and different things like that for these different groups and organizations. You'll see the great ones that are about to be uplifted in the light that they deserve as they separated themselves from these toxic ones who just want to be cowboys and abuse their authority and play judge, juror, and executioner. You have great ones out there. Toxic karmics lost their spirit guides, their ancestors, and their godly gifts. Y'all probably heard that horn confirmation. It's been a lot of those lately. That's part of their system. Y'all will see that too. Your debt will be reduced. Surprise. Your debt is because of them in the first place. But there are changes coming to that. Puppet Master is off to jail. We saw that already. Oz is being exposed. It's just reiterating that that's what's happening. Energy is just starting to repeat. But the fake debt that they placed on you all these years for obsolete reasons anyway at this point will be reduced. Even though you could have gotten emails today with fake charges added to your credit. You could have gotten bills that are supposed to be calculated when you make payments not being calculated and your credit score not going up in the manner that they're supposed to. They could have disconnected your bank accounts from your creditors and things of that nature, applying false charges and things that shouldn't even be on your credit, just to keep your credit score low while they're stealing your money and things like that, to keep you in a system that is obsolete. Toxic karmics ran out of money trying to block your blessings from God. So some of these people spent so much of money, credit cards and all of this, trying to stop you from living what your blessed life, what you're free, trying to stop you from having sovereignty and living the path that God said is for you. They wanted you to live this horrible path they thought it was their job to create for you with your money that they stole from you. Look at all the money they wasted. Stealing from you, still stealing from you. Still turning your utilities on, still trying to harm you every day. Every day. Look at all the money they can have to do that. And I drive around this community and I see homeless veterans, men, women, and children. They can't get the kids to school, but they're using school buses for things, for targeting and all of that. It's really interesting where the resources can go as opposed to where they are going. So it's just things like that and how they're wasting money. That's also going to get exposed. Toxic karmics will be injured in an attempt to try to harm you because it's going to be blocked by God, which is why all of their other attempts to point, click, harm, set up car accidents, people aren't being injured, ain't working. All these nasty things they're trying to poison your life with and everything is just bringing you abundance. Every day that they do it constantly like that is just draining from their own future financial cords, their future timelines, closing. The reason why these businesses, organizations, and stuff are closing down for payouts and crimes against humanity, proving why they don't deserve to exist. Redistribution of wealth. Their secrets are coming out. People 19 to 23 years old are directly involved in this harassment towards you, these attacks towards you. Business owners, you have a karmic snake employee. God sent opportunity of a lifetime. You will know it was sent by God coming in. They played stupid games and they're winning stupid prizes, which we see with this spread. Can't play with other people's lives and destinies, especially for a few pennies. Especially when you know it's against universal law. You know. But these are the type of people that think these things are great, fun, and big time fun, but they can't handle the fact that they're about to be exposed for it. These are the people who can dish things out that they could absolutely never take or withstand. And they try to, do it in your face, but behind your back at the same time. The coordination is often behind your back, but the point of it is to be in your face to break you. But it's the very same reason they're getting caught all the tools and things that they use to try to harm and destroy people are the very same tools and things that are catching them. They have all kind of trails for years. And just oppressing truth is a major universal law to break. You're supposed to love thy neighbor and all that good stuff, and many more commandments. So, anyway, toxic karmics. Illegal testing will be exposed on TV. We've mentioned that. Nobody gave them permission, and they certainly don't have authority, regardless of any law they try to create to give them some sort of demonic authority over somebody else's body or health. You are going into a constant cycle of abundance, godly rewards. We saw that with their secrets coming out. You make money in your sleep every time they suppress you, attack you, stand over you, watch you, do anything. Script something for you, destroy, break in. You make money every time they do it. Every single time. They think they're turning your cameras off and they're doing something that they can't be seen doing. They're seen doing it. They're just racking up financial issues for themselves. Time, they're creating future timeline problems for themselves and everything. Toxic karmics can't remove dark oaths they took. The karma is horrific for what they've done. I'm putting it politely by saying it's horrific, frankly. Vengeful gods. These are the type of energies that spit in the face of God every day and God's children every single day, but fervently believe in demonic things and will throw all they got behind something that's obsolete to this very second. Anyway, toxic karmic VIPs are getting arrested and held without bail. God is sending you a new friend and a real loving family or soul tribe to come in. Right down here. But we see all the toxic trash being taken out. So it's not like you're going to be having to say, is that a good person? Is that a perp? Is that a perp? You're not going to have to worry about it. They've separated themselves definitively. Good and bad has definitively separated themselves through their deeds that they're being watched doing. So you don't have to worry about it with the cleanup that God's doing. With that said, toxic karmics trying to get hate group tattoos removed. Too late. Toxic karmics are getting arrested for abusing their spouses. You have big rewards coming in for past efforts. We saw something similar. It ended before it started. This time there's a win. Yeah, they keep trying to do things, and it's like, it's already over. It ended before it started. You were never going to win. There was never a timeline or a parallel where going left was going to get you anything from God. You have to be on the right side, the right hand of God. Doing anything to the left of it is never going to get you blessed. It's never going to keep you in false power. There was never a win there. In 1 to 2 weeks, we see changes. Karmics have to pay you refunds, liens, theft. Yeah, they have to pay you now. You're going to have liens placed on properties. Things are going to be getting turned over. And these things are going to start to come down into our existence. It's just going to be done. It's already done there. New path just comes along. Like I said, it's been done. It's already done there. Certain people already know that. So why they're still scrambling around and why they got people still scrambling around down here is pretty stupid. But free will to do so or not. Frankly, if I was a horrible person like these things, you know darn well you're about to go to jail. You should be enjoying yourself. Go to the beach. Go take a vacation. While you still have access to your money, your vehicles and stuff. All the things you got by stealing from people, attacking people. Self-love. You loved yourself enough not to get yourself involved in this toxicity. They didn't love themselves enough to not get themselves involved. Some of these people have children. They didn't even love their children. They didn't care. They get up and do these horrific crimes every day. They don't even love their children. They don't even care that they're going to jail forever or whatever. And what then happens to your children? They don't even care. All they cared about was trying to, keep a few people rich and keep themselves and everybody else within a slave system. They didn't even care. But you express self-love, God love, and, love is the root of all. Love is what we're here for. We're here to share love, give love, receive love, grow humanity. And these people participated in everything but that. They participated in a love of demonic things and money. And didn't care who they hurt, how much they hurt you, how much they spent hurting you instead of helping humanity when they have every tool and resource to make sure that no one on this planet is hungry or homeless. They chose instead to steal your money and attack you with it. They chose instead to use those things to create a demonic system of hurt and pain, particularly that targets people they deem unworthy, people of color, women, and anybody spiritual. And anybody that knows about the true Holy Bible, the scripts that we don't get to see, and everything else, know how valued women are by God, and that it's demonic to devalue women and minorities. That we're not supposed to devalue each other, you're supposed to honor your fellow man, and just basic things like that. They intentionally don't do those things. They don't want you to feel love for yourself. They don't want you to feel loved by anyone else. They don't want you to feel loved by your kids, your parents. Nothing. They won't heal their inner child. They're mad that you killed yours despite all the attacks that they place against you. They're mad that all the damage they tried to create in your life since you was a child didn't work. It only worked to help expose them. They're mad that they couldn't break your faith. They're mad that you don't put an ounce of faith in some demon dust. They're mad that they can't force an oath or contract on you. That's dust. They're mad that they can't harm you. They're mad that your faith is so strong and you're so highly blessed and ordained that they can't harm you. They can't change what God has for you. They can only change what was meant for them. They're mad that your faith is so strong that it moves mountains, They're mad that your faith is in God and the Creator, and you didn't put faith into something that always had an end date. They're mad that they can't break your faith more than anything else, that you won't believe them. They're mad that you won't believe their scripts. They're mad that their attacks against you won't work. They're still scripting. It's pathetic. They're mad that their cold world techniques don't work on you, even though they modified them to attack you. That they can't break your faith, that they can't figure you out. They're mad that they can't get past God's shield. They don't understand that they're mere humans and minor beings and that God controls this. They're mad that faith is real. They're mad that God is real. For those of them who are coming to that realization, they're mad that they turn their backs on their oath. They're not going to be here for this growth and this expansion, or won't get to enjoy these beautiful cycles in eternity because they earned hell cycles for attacking you. They're mad that you had enough faith to stay on the easy path, the right hand of God. They're mad that you didn't believe their illusions, that if you tie yourself to something demonic, that they could help you in some kind of a way. They're mad that all their attacks and attempts to beat you down and reduce you from expanding so that you would join them. They're mad that they couldn't beat you into submission. They're mad that they couldn't manipulate you into submission. Because they know their false contracts and stuff don't work. But since they couldn't force it on you, they tried to beat it into you. And they're mad that it didn't work. You still expanded. You show gratitude to the universe. The universe don't show gratitude to you. Even throughout all these attacks against you, you could be seeing hummingbirds a lot, butterflies, references to them. But they're just mad. They couldn't break you. They couldn't get you to join. They couldn't break you. They couldn't take your life, put you in a hospital, put you in prison for false reasons. Couldn't make your life miserable with their gang stalking and fake scripts that are all documented. Couldn't run you off the road. You know, they're mad. That's how godly protection works. Anyway, let's see who God's brought to assist in all of this. Wrapping up of this nasty ass program of gang stalking. While they're running around thinking the Holy Grail is going to say something demonic or something. Or like the Dead Sea Scrolls are going to help them. They're demonic. It's weird. Let's see. While they're running around thinking technology can save them, gang stalking is going to persist. And gang stalking is going to somehow save some demonic regime. Let's see what God is really doing. And what they're keeping from the masses, what's really happening. God, who's here? Who's helping? What's happening? Who's going to be shown to the masses that they're lying to every day? What's happening? Who did you bring, God? Who's here helping? Who do we have down here? We have Raziel. Again, we mentioned the Egyptian gods. This is a depiction here of a tomb. I'm not going to make that connection. Should be obvious. Archangel Raziel is here. Brought in some Egyptian gods with him. Anything else, God? We have Haniel bringing hope to the universe, to God, fearing beings. Those who work with God, getting huge upgrades of hope as this moves faster. They're getting more positive about it. Some people could have, kind of just felt burnt out. Some people are more sensitive than others, so these horrible things affect them more. But they're getting the hope that they need, bringing in the peace and serenity that they need. That's coming into the universe. We have Archangel Samuel down here too as well. Anchoring in serenity and peace into holy lands. We have Muslim and Arabic gods present as well. We have Indian gods present as well, from like north or south India, not Native American. We have Archangel Uriel ushering in friendship amongst mankind, removing the hatred, the separation and divided that was created, bringing in friendship instead of racism and bigotry. We have Archangel Ariel helping the twins, anchoring those energies despite the constant attacks. We have Archangel Raphael bringing back the romance to the twins that they tried to block and separate. We have new twins coming together, the failed twins going through judgment and such. That's current happenings. What else is happening right now, God? Who else is here? What else is... Oh, there you go. Okay. We also have Archangel Uriel coming in, bringing abundance to those who deserve it. Redistribution of wealth, which I've been discussing. But it's been suppressed, but you guys are going to see that anyway. Redistribution of the money they've stolen from you, kept from you illicitly, illegally, by keeping you in cycles, keeping you from your destined job or whatever it is. All of that. Let's say you were supposed to be, you were supposed to invent a device at 18, and you were supposed to make $10 million a year from the time you're 18 and you're 40 now, and they took that from you. Redistribution of wealth. Anything else, God? We have Archangel Raziel coming in, backing up Haniel bringing in faith, anchoring it in firmly. For those who are of the light, the chosen, and those who pass their judgment, moving into the serenity that's coming. God is bringing in ecstasy, joy, and serenity for those who deserve it. Overwhelming blessings. This card depicts angels catching a nun falling. She is overwhelmed with the blessings. Anybody else got? Who else is down here handling these demonic lightweights? Who else got? What else are they doing? Who else is here? What else is happening? Because the perps and gangstalkers are so interested. We have Archangel Raphael here, cleansing the earth, cleansing the universe of the demonic energy that they pumped out, the nasty trafficking grid, cleansing all the lines of demonic cords. That's part of their exposure too. As part of the cleansing, nasty demonic toys get taken. They already lost their abilities, even though they're not admitting that to themselves, and they're still trying to cast magic and it's hitting them. With that said, during that cleansing portion, they also lose the nasty toys they used to attack us with that they should have never built with our money and then use it to attack us with. It's really freaking crazy. But that's part of Fall for the Fallen as well, that they fast forward it really fast. They brought this up on themselves really fast because they know the time frame. They know the time frames to some extent, so they really picked up their attacks on blessed beings in attempts to try to get people to hurt themselves, get them in jail and stuff like that before a time frame. But it's way too late for that because they never had the right time frame. They were never going to ever see anybody's real charts or anything like that. But anyway. You have Archangel Michael ushering in patience. We have pyramids here. We have beautiful activity, again, like I mentioned, happening at the holy places. Beautiful, beautiful light beings assisting other light beings, help to make the earth beautiful again. Because they spent so much time and effort and money of ours destroying it, polluting it on purpose. We also have, who else got, what else is happening? What else is happening? We also have Archangel Uriel bringing in freedom to those who have been forced into this fake grid that's gone. Those people will be free. We see the relinquishment of the freedom of evil entities. They relinquish their freedom when they committed these crimes and continue to commit these crimes. So we see them going into a God system of prison. And those who should be free, innocent people who were put in jail, innocent people who were put into gang stalking programs being freed. And the people that should be in the cages that they created, being put in those cages, in those circumstances. We have Archangel Gabriel bringing in the balance to balance the universal justice scales, balance universal law, again, to remove the freedom from oppressive dictators and abusers and those who commit genocide and crimes against humanity. Bringing in the balance, the truth, the light, Judgment for those people didn't go well, ain't going well. Willful choices being made to continue destructive action. Miracles coming in to replace those destructive actions. You see miracle babies coming in during this time. People's babies who they intended to harm are being blessed by Metatron right now. They'll never be harmed. They'll never be taken for illicit or nasty deeds. You have Archangel Metatron coming in, bringing miracles to karmic situations that involve children. Releasing children that need to be released and such. God's children, God's lambs. But ushering in a host of miracles for the light beings of the world. Those miracles include the end of gang stalking and things like that. The exposure and public stripping of these nasty things so that each and every one of their nasty deeds they've done every day of their life, every second of their life, and attacks towards you are exposed to everybody on the grandest of all scales that they can't penetrate because it's God's. Anyway, we have Archangel Raziel coming in during your dream state, giving you messages, giving you updates, anything of the sort. We saw Astro earlier. You're healed during rest, dream, meditation. You get healed from these attacks, shielded, blocked. You do work in Astro for the people that are doing this to you every day. You probably a judge energy. So all the things they do to you every day gets attached to them, and you probably anchor it in because they would have attached themselves to you by doing evil towards you. So they owe you karma. Anything else, guys? Who else is here? Who else is here? What else is happening? Thank you so much, God. What else has been happening? What else is happening up until today, this live video? That's not live. What else, God? What's up? Who else is here? But wait till you guys see who's watching my videos, though, and how intently they're watched and what moves are made after I make a video. You guys are not, it's so crazy. And pathetic. With that said, who else is here, God? What are they doing? We have Archangel Raphael ushering in empathy to the earth, bringing it back. It was falsely removed, taken, stolen, however you want to think about it. But it's being anchored back in with these miracles. Archangel Metatron is also not only bringing miracles, but he's bringing divine mercy back to those who deserve it, removing it from those who do not. Archangel Raphael showing and giving empathy to those who deserve it, removing it from those who do not. They won't be having any of those things before they reveal. They won't be shown empathy. They didn't show empathy. They didn't care. You'll be shown how they laughed, high-fived while they were harming you. When they would get money, how happy and excited they were. How much zest and zeal they have to commit crimes against you. You'll be shown how they didn't have any empathy or mercy towards you. How they have no integrity. Their lack of integrity is going to be shown publicly on a grand scale. The scales are going to be balanced. They do like to try to humiliate people, and that's part of their them not receiving empathy and mercy from God, because that's part of their structure and system to break people down, not show them empathy, try to remove their integrity. So they're going to be shown to have none. They're going to be shown for who they are, true justice. Real justice, not selective justice, not paid off justice, not delayed justice, just real justice. Godly beings are protected during this time of the reveal. We have protection on a grand scale. We are shown empathy, mercy. We're receiving miracles through that time. We'll be having a joyful experience through the time of the reveal. It'll be joyful for us to see what they've done and everybody else to see what we know they're doing. That'll be part of the joy that God's lambs get to partake in, is their reveal. Because we will be secured, touched by angels, so to speak, during that time while they're being exposed. The exposure reveal portion pretty freaking quick. So we have also the angel of divination here, Istabus, anchoring in everything. They try to use divination, Circe, and things like that against humanity. So they're working to, this is sacred geometry. There are changes to sacred geometry, and they are basically anchored, securing in all the beings that need to be secured and all of that good stuff, but anchoring in the divinity, the magic that they sent to you back to them. These are things that you guys do in astro and things like that with these beings. If you know, you know. These are like the constant watcher beings that are around watching them do it, throw it back at them immediately when they're thinking about it, when they do it, place it back on their timeline where it came from, which is them, who paid them, place it on their timeline, things like that. Correct the geometry, correct the destiny. Who else is helping? Who else is working with the light beings, God? Who else is helping? Who else is helping? Okay, we definitely saw Gabriel already. All right, we have Archangel Israel, Israfel, the angel of song. That angel of song is basically correcting frequencies, harmonies, hertz, and things, HZs, hertz, frequencies, and things like that are used to harm people. They send it back immediately to the senders. Take the ability for it to work away unless it's on the sender's future timeline or current timeline. So all that stuff is real time happening and being blocked. We have Archangel Gabriel here, Angel of Heralds. We already know what Gabriel is doing. Hark the heralds, angels sing. Glory to the newborn king. So it's a lot of cleanup being done. Protection of those who deserve it, stripping of those who don't deserve empathy, abundance, or anything else, who earn their right to be exposed through their actions. We also have Archangel Zacchaeus, the angel of mercy, which we've already seen coming in. So that's just another nod to the fact that they're here putting in serious work, showing mercy to those who deserve it. And you see his sword there, so speaks for itself. Let's get maybe one more. And we have Chiefs. We have the right hand of God. So basically what that means is that those on the right hand of God are lined up and ready. So this nasty energy brought their nasty deeds full circle, right back to themselves where it belongs. Despite all their attempts to harm, hurt, suppress, they've done nothing but speed up their own date with destiny, date with the gods, their own judgment. They know that when their books come out, you're going to know what they know and knew and withheld, like we were talking about, but they sped it up. They ain't done a darn thing to slow it down. They certainly operating on dust that they don't have much left of at all. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod, your staff, they comfort me. Stay on that right hand of God. There's no comparison. There's nothing that can stop that. Just stay on that right hand of God. You know, this is the confidence we have in approaching God, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. Again, we saw the angel of song. He heard, he hears, he sees everything. And he's already in motion of fixing all these nasty things that people are still to this late hour, late day, trying to suppress pointlessly. They're probably still trying to steal from you, still trying to set you up if you go to a store, walk out your house, still trying to attack you, still trying to do street theater at this late hour. And the way in which they're attacking things on and shortening their future timelines is insane. But congratulations to those of you light beings. There's still idiots trying to throw black magic at you, really fast forwarding this whole thing of their exposure, really using up the dust and juice. It's happening very fast. We just started fall. This is way fast tracked. So congratulations. Just comes along, you know. Great things are happening for great beings out there. Thank God most of the beings on this planet are great humans who never deserved to be treated this way in the first place, who deserve to have the light, the knowledge, and everything else shared with them from inception like it was supposed to be. But congratulations. Thank God. Thank the gods, because they've cleaned up quite a lot, and it's about to be very, very public. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you guys, when you see this, you'll probably see this one and the other ones after they're already exposed and revealed, and you know, certain things are happening with my own personal case with a couple of companies and such. But anyway, thank you so much for being able to watch this when you are, and thank you for those of you who gave it a thumbs up. Appreciate it. I'm Bree. Be back 6 a.m. Go watch the other videos that are posted. Thanks so much. Bye.